This is the roommate contract video. Okay, first things first. Some of you guys are probably like, whoa, roommate contracts, we still have to do them? Yes, you do. Some of you may also be wondering why I decided to wait like 2 weeks to give them out. And my reason for that is, like, honestly, at the first swimming, I didn't really know if anyone knew the people they were living with. So what I always tend to do, I always wait for like 2 weeks. That way you guys could like talk and like get to know each other, feel a little bit more comfortable, and then when it's time for you to fill out your agreement, you could just say whatever is bothering you. Hopefully the people you're living with haven't done too many crazy things to know you yet, but if so, that's what this is for. Because if there are apartment mate, suite mate issues, roommate issues that happen, I will be going back to this contract to, go over the rules with you guys, see if we can compromise, and so on. So please take it very, very seriously when you do this, because this is what I go back to. So if you don't take it seriously and there's an issue, then, I can't really help you. But we could always amend the roommate contracts. So that's why I wait like 2 weeks, so you guys get to know each other. Alright, so let's get started. This is roommate contract. Pretty much, the first section is studying. And honestly, like, studying is something I think that you can figure out yourself. Like, you don't really need to put when you need to study, but what I would suggest for this one, hold on. Yeah, what I would suggest for studying is just make it a general thing in terms of like your living room. So like when your living room should be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, you could be out in your living room, you could do whatever you want in your apartment. I'm just saying, like, just be courteous of the people you're living with, you know? Like, you don't want to have a gazillion people over at 4 a.m. while your roommate has an 8 o'clock class, you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. So the studying I would use for the living room area. Sleeping, pretty much, you could sleep whenever you want. But like I said, just be considerate of your roommates who are sleeping. Don't be too loud. And any guests that you have over also have to abide by this rule. So it's your job to let them know, like, hey, my roommate's sleeping, we need to keep it down. Open communication is the best way to not have any problems. This is the sharing section. Pretty much, this is the most interesting one, because pretty much this lists like all items that you have. So majority of this could be like food and stuff. Like, you could say yes, or yes, they can always use it, or AF, which is ask first. Please take this really seriously, because I've had issues in the past where roommates were wearing their roommates' clothes without them knowing, and like, you know what I mean? Using their dish soap on their dishes and blah blah blah. So take this seriously. Go through the stuff you have that you guys would be sharing, like stuff in the living room, food in the fridge. In fact, honestly, with food, just always ask first, personally. But it's your guys' apartment, so you guys do what you need to do. Cleanliness. Now, this could pertain to the bathrooms and even the shared rooms. Just if you make a mess, clean it up. If you spill something in the kitchen, you should be the one cleaning up. If you dirty dishes, wash them or put them in the dishwasher. That's why it's there. Just respect that other people need to use that space too. Come out with a schedule if you want. But cleanliness, just figure that out. Furniture and space, pretty much, could talk about, like, let's say you're in a room, you have a roommate. You don't want to be putting your stuff on your roommate's beds. You know what I mean? So for living room, like, don't just leave your stuff laying around, that's a central area space that everyone should be entitled to use. So they can't really use it if your stuff is all over the place, making it a mess. So clean it. Just always know quiet hours start at 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then Friday or Sunday through Thursday, quiet hours are at 10 p.m. And Friday through Saturday, quiet hours start at 12 a.m. But one thing to keep in mind is that it's always 24/7 courtesy hours. So like I said at the floor being, just be courteous to who you're living with, and like be respectful. Like that's all I can really say about noise. But this can also take this into account for like your living room spaces and like your individual or shared rooms. Communication section, pretty much it's asking you if problems arise. You will approach them by speaking with each other first or going to the CA, which is me. I'd love to hear about your problems. Come tell me about them. And messages will be conveyed by leaving notes, texting, calling, and then pet peeves. Please list your pet peeves, because I have certain pet peeves, and you need to be upfront about what bothers you, because how would anyone know that something bothers you if you don't tell them? This is the guest section. Pretty much, there's different options like no overnight guests, and like yes, overnight guests are permitted. And then there's certain questions about if you want overnight guests in your room. Honestly, like majority of us have singles, so you can have guests, but like I said, be considerate to the people that you live with. You don't want to be too loud when you have guests. And if you have a roommate, just always let them know in advance that you will be having someone over. And if they don't feel comfortable, you guys need to talk about that and work something out. I will also be available if you need help with anything like that. The last part of this is everyone's signatures, and then I sign it, and then I hold on to this. So please, once again, take the roommate contract very seriously, because I will be coming back to this if there are any issues. Thanks for watching the video.